Hi everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back for video 2 of Wind Down Wednesday.
We need a new camera.
I know, we're having some
We
problems
gotta spend a little bit of money.
No, that's your department. I had no idea.
I know, the technical difficulties. I do another channel and I use the same camera and it's like, what is going on?
I know, it should just be like an easy click and ready to go, and
Yeah.
it's not working that way. But anyways, hey.
It's working tonight.
Yes, now we got it working. It's the Wednesday before Easter, so
yes, this is part 2 of
I don't
our...
know that these wines necessarily go with stuff that you would traditionally serve at Easter, but...
I don't know, people have like prime rib roast with,
yeah,
with
they
Easter.
do serve. I was ham.
You know?
Ham was always a big thing that we served at Easter.
Ham is big, but rib roast. I mean, we were talking about that. What if you had a big prime rib roast?
Yeah, or lamb. Some people serve lamb.
Lamb.
Yeah.
I'll give you lamb.
Yes, I do love lamb. My mom makes a really good lamb, like a roast.
They have leg of lamb at Publix.
Yeah.
You can put it in the crock pot all day.
I think is that more of a Passover thing? I can't remember.
I'm not Jewish.
Well, anyways, regardless,
To all of
welcome
our Jewish
everybody
people,
to
yes,
whatever you're celebrating.
Welcome
this
to
time
Wind
of
Down
year.
Wednesday.
Yes, so tonight we have for you the Nest 2020 Zinfandel North Coast. There's also a Mendocino Valley version of this.
Which we've never done. But we've never done this one either.
Right. So they are they're grown in different places in California, so they are slightly different. But hey, we were talking about 2020.
Yeah. The dumpster fire.
Yeah, when all of the crap started.
Lest we forget about COVID.
But hey, 2 years later, and things are looking up.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Things are looking well.
At least on the COVID front.
You know, the world's crazy, but that's why God gives us wine.
That's right,
I
to
mean,
make life a little bit easier.
Yes.
So, would you, I will go
Yes.
ahead and
Oh, you're going to
do
pour.
the duty,
Yes. You're
for
going to do
you.
your duty?
Yes.
Okay, she's doing her duty.
Yes. So, yeah, this is 100% Zinfandel. No kind of blend
Look
or
at how
anything
dark
else like
that
that.
is. Look at that.
Yep.
That is dark
It's
and
a little
rich.
bit darker than a Pinot Noir, but it's not as dark as
It's not as dark as like the Middle Jane
Velvet.
Velvet.
Zinfandel.
The bookbinder's red blend.
Yeah, some other red blends
Cheers.
and cabs and stuff.
Let's
Cheers.
taste it. Let's taste it.
I'm gonna do a little sniff first. I definitely get like fruity, jammy kind of smell to it. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. It's slightly lighter than Velvet, right? Slightly lighter than Velvet, the Middle Jane Velvet.
Yeah.
But
I get a little bit of dryness,
yes.
which I normally don't get that with Zinfandel.
I must have a little blue cheese with it because that's what blue cheese is for.
So I forgot to mention in the last video about the Chardonnay, all of the stats about it, but I will go ahead and share with you about this Zinfandel. It is 14.7% alcohol. Most of the wines through Scout and Cellar are about around 13%, so this is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But it's 0.44 grams per liter of residual sugars. Again, with clean crafted wine, there's never any added sugar to it. This is just the natural sugars from the fermentation process. So that's pretty low. Most of our wines are a gram per liter or lower. Some of them get up a little bit higher.
The Velvet's much higher.
Oh, it's much higher.
Yeah, this
in
is
residual sugar.
I like this because I like this a lot. The Velvet's great, but it's
a little heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
But this definitely would be a wine party night finisher. This wine.
Yeah, I could see that. I think this is like a fair game kind of wine where people who like a little bit bolder reds, a little bit lighter reds, I think this might be a good happy medium for them. It's not like overpowering.
I'm happy. I'm gonna have one of these lettuce wraps.
So it's described as full-bodied, rich and layered with notes of blackberry, cherry liqueur, and vanilla with a long finish. So you can tell it's definitely like a bolder, richer kind of wine. And it says it pairs well with anything off the grill. So perfect for, we're getting into springtime, summertime, people are going to start doing a lot more grilling. Chinese food and dark chocolate. So we always have dark chocolate on our Wine Down Wednesdays.
We have the lettuce wrap.
We have our lettuce wraps with a little sweet chili sauce to dip it into. So that's sort of our Chinese food Asian
that's
flair.
good. That's good.
It adds a little bit of kick to it,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's good.
Okay, so how does the wine taste then after you eat some of those?
Makes it more refreshing.
Does it? I'm gonna have
Yes.
some of yours.
Okay.
So we have
We're gonna finish those tonight.
Yes, we have some crab and we have some, I think, some shrimp.
Quabs.
And these, I'm trying to do this without making a huge mess of myself.
You're making me Jamaican me quabs.
That's nice and fresh.
Isn't it nice? It pairs
Perfect
well.
for a night like this.
It pairs well, definitely with the cheeses. Now, I wanted to try the strawberry with it. So we're gonna take a strawberry. And obviously Sophie's involved.
The spiciness from the sauce definitely kind of tends to make the wine taste a little bit spicier, but the jammy flavors now I'm getting, after the spiciness starts to go away, the jammy fruity flavors are now really starting to take over in my mouth. That's absolutely delicious.
Isn't that great?
I really love that. Now I want to try some of this smoky cheddar with this wine, because the creaminess, the smokiness, you're talking about barbecues and,
how about
and
the
stuff like
jalapeno
that.
jam?
Oh yeah, go for it.
How would you like to have some of this?
The bacon jam? I want to try it with the sweet, with the strawberry butter, because of the jammy kind of flavors. I'm going savory right now. It's a little spicy. Going savory.
I do everything.
Gonna see how that goes.
This is what I do. I just do everything.
Gonna move to the little sweet bread with some strawberry butter. Giving you my game plan of my strategy.
That bread's good.
Move through this charcuterie board.
I will say this, out of all the wine videos, and you can go back and look at our archive of videos, honestly, you know, I hate to rank the wines, because there's some wines that are like, poof, off the charts. The Chardonnay we did earlier, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 7.5, okay? 7.5.
Where the Middle Jane Chardonnay, do you rank that at a 10?
No.
A 9?
A 9.
Okay.
Yes, and I ranked the Legato as an 8.5.
Okay.
This red, it's a Zinfandel?
Yeah.
This I rank 8.
Okay, so the Bookbinder's Apprentice red, that's like one of your favorites. How do you, this is different, I understand,
this is
Zinfandel.
Right.
But
the Bookbinder's red, I have to tell you, for being the lowest priced wine on Scout and Cellar, is literally,
a steal.
It's my favorite wine.
It really, it's
Ask
great
her,
for just
I buy
sipping.
bottles and bottles and bottles of it.
I know, it's great for just sipping, or it pairs with a lot of different
when
things
you're not with
too.
me, I sit there and have a glass.
It's
glass
delicious.
Or two.
I will say, I just had the smoky cheddar.
Yeah.
And I really love how the smokiness doesn't overpower the wine. It kind of complements and just adds another layer into this wine. I think that's absolutely delicious.
Well,
just think about a burger with some of that smoky cheddar.
Yeah, it would be good, but the berry, the strawberry, cuts it. It cuts it. Now I'm getting the from all the different cheeses and stuff that I just had and the bacon jam. I'm getting that bite in the back of the throat, but the strawberry takes that away.
Well, I'm gonna try some of the strawberry butter with the sweet bread.
Of course, you know the strawberry butter came locally.
Oh my gosh, it's my absolute favorite, and my kids love to put it on like bagels and toast and things like that in the morning. This has definitely become. We found it when we were there strawberry picking a month or so ago, because strawberries are in season right now in Florida. Now blueberries are coming into season too, so I have to go to the store and check to see if they have any kind of blueberry butter or jam.
I want blueberry
that we can
jam.
get. I'm sure they probably have
We need that
stuff
for our
like
videos.
that.
We have to have that for our videos.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we are going to do another wine party again. Probably I would say in May at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to do one in
Closer
May.
to the end of May.
Yeah. We really want. I do appreciate all the new people who've come on board on Rumble and who've watched our videos. We're going to be putting these videos on YouTube. We had a problem with YouTube last week. It's good, isn't it?
Oh man, I'm
What?
sorry to
Tell me.
interrupt you,
Just
but
say it.
the little sweet bread with the strawberry butter, that just sweet, jammy kind of taste, totally just makes this even more like fruitier and smooth, and it gives me the tingles.
Wow. What's an aphrodisiac?
I do. I actually.
An aphrodisiac?
Now you haven't tried the chocolate yet, though, have you?
No, but chocolate's an aphrodisiac.
Well, we may have to cut the video short after I try it with the
I'm
chocolate.
Wait.
All kinds of craziness
I'll
going
pause the
on.
video. I'm gonna pause the video.
No, we can't pause the video.
No, it's okay. But this dog, I think about this dog. She is our mascot. She is.
Yes.
And she's only here to do because she's a camera junkie. She wants to be on the camera. Look at her.
And the snacks.
Make a comment about the dog. Do you believe that she's here because she's a camera junkie, or do you
likes to be
believe
on
that she
camera.
wants to look at her,
Mm-hmm.
or does she want something to eat? You be the judge, and you guys have watched me take things and throw them, and she just disappears. Watch. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Here's a cracker. Here's a cookie. Off it goes. There she goes.
I think that kind of proves the point.
Yes. So
okay.
she doesn't love me.
No, she loves the snacks. She loves when you come here because you're the one who always gives her the snacks.
Nobody else does that.
No, we don't give her snacks.
Okay.
Table scraps.
Okay, so what's the
So
other story?
I found this interesting that the grapes from this wine were harvested from vines planted 43 to 52 years ago in
Really?
Sonoma County, California. After After harvest, the grapes were destemmed and placed into stainless steel tanks to ferment on organic, non-GMO select yeast for 7 to 9 days. Then they age in stainless steel tanks for 8 months until bottling, unfined, and unfiltered. So they come from old growth vines.
Wow. This is like
that tends to produce better tasting grapes if they're old vine.
You know, I have to say this. I'm just full disclosure. I was watching an episode of Columbo earlier when I was taking a nap, and it was about a vineyard in California that had these rare vines, and that were like the bottles of wine were thousands of dollars at auction, and the guy murdered his brother because his brother was going to sell the land, and his brother had rights to the land, and he only had rights to the winery. And his brother said, "I'm selling land. I'm moving to Acapulco with my wife, my new bride," and so he whacked his brother, he murdered his brother, and the whole thing was about Columbo, you know, smoking the cigar and everything, but he talked about, they showed him drinking these wines, and how they poured the wines through like a cheesecloth into a decanter that filtered all of the sediment out of them.
They have to let it aerate.
You know how some of those wines have sediment?
They let it breathe.
And they let it breathe, and they're standing around tasting and eating expensive cheese, and all I thought about was us.
Yeah.
And this is what we do every single week, and Columbo made me think of that. So
we're drinking this wine at room temperature. I'm curious, they say a lot of times that whenever, I already had some, it makes it almost like a drier taste in your mouth when you have the dark chocolate. But what I was going to say was, they say a lot of times with the reds that if you chill it, that it brings out more of the fruit flavor. So that's definitely something I'll have to try another time. I prefer my reds more of a room temperature like we're having now.
The chocolate definitely fires off the endorphins.
Do you get like a drier taste in your mouth though?
Yes.
When you have it, I expected a different reaction.
It's
delicious.
It definitely
still goes well together.
Here's the deal: to win a woman's heart over, dark chocolate and red wine. And let me tell you, that's a recipe for some romance later. That's
not how you won me over, but that's definitely one of the ways of how you keep me.
I won you over. We were at Chili's and we were having
2-for-1 beers.
2-for-1
and free chips.
Yinglings and free chips, and she wouldn't eat the chips.
I was so nervous.
I kept saying, "Would you eat some chips?" I said, "Do you want to order some food?" No.
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 I don't want to eat in front of you. So, another fun fact, I will have some of that in a minute, but another fun fact, some of the oldest vines in the world are Zinfandel vines, and they're planted in California.
Really?
Yes, you think about all the different places where wine originated from over in Europe, but some of the oldest vines...
I wonder what makes a Zinfandel? Why do they call it Zinfandel?
It's just because of the particular type of grape. So Zin dates back to the late 1800s, was a common grape in many field blends. Red Zinfandel fell out of fashion in the 1970s and 80s, though in favor of Cabernet. People kind of left Zinfandel and gravitated towards Cabernet for the red wine.
Really?
Yes. But it was the rise of the popularity of the white Zinfandel that kept these old vines alive and not replanted.
I was going to say, because there's white Zinfandel.
That's really like a rosé kind of color.
Right.
And it's definitely sweeter. I don't particularly like a white Zinfandel.
I think some of these white blends have the white
I don't think Scout and Cellar has any white. They have rosés, but I don't think they have any white Zinfandel.
No, they have white blend.
They do have white blend, yes.
Yeah.
Which the Fieldhouse white blend is absolutely delicious.
It is good.
She just wants sacks. So on that note, all of our different fun facts about the different wines and just our opinions about what the wine tastes like.
It's interesting about the grapes, the Zinfandel grapes, and there's different grapes. I've watched videos on how they make these wines, and it's really cool. It's really freaking cool.
Very fascinating.
I mean, it's like the process. I mean, it's like this painstaking process that they go through, and it's like they've thrown entire batches of wine, just throw it out. It's not good enough.
Because it tastes for a fraction of a % of some kind of chemical in it, and that doesn't meet the standards.
Now, every wine has sulfites in it. Every wine does. These do. Okay?
Right, that's just part of the process.
It's part of the process,
right.
Part of the grape process, but the store-bought wines are definitely mass-produced to taste the same. So they have to use sugars and other things to balance out
Preservatives and
preservatives to
additives.
make them taste like that. So if you're
Because
getting,
you know the weather and the conditions every year change where those grapes are
you
grown.
can't say the name
And
will
they
get
have
sued.
to compensate for that by adding things to it to try to make it have the same taste all the time. But Scout and Cellar wines, you get what you get, and it is going to taste different from vintage to vintage. But you know what? That's just more fun for you to explore.
Well, that's why
And to try the different
we
wines.
do these videos, because 2020 vintages. Now we're moving into 2021 vintages next year, this fall and what next year. So we have a whole world of wines to show you and teach you about. And you know, I'm really proud of all of you. I'm happy that you are watching our videos now. And I would like it if you subscribe to Rumble. If you're a YouTube subscriber, obviously you can click just like, subscribe, hit the bell. But if you are